God Consciousness, Chapter 14, The Power of Speech, the Power of Silence, Part 3. In fact, the impact and effect may be felt and added to the story of beings and entities, non-humans, who do not even live on your planet. Let me make this clear. Your words, partial words, little sounds, could affect creatures and beings who live on other planets, even in other galaxies, even in other space-time constructs. I will leave it at that for now. What you say out of your mouth is very important. Having me speak for you is very wise and intelligent and creative. To get me to do that for you, all you have to do is ask me to do it. Here are some examples of how to ask. The thought constructs to think when you want me to speak for you. God, please speak for me. Or, God, at this time, please speak for me. Or, God, I do not know what to say. Please tell me what to say. At other times, you may well feel me wanting to speak through you. You will have the feeling that it is me wanting to fill your mouth with words. You will have a knowing that it is me warning you not to say something that you are just about ready to blurt out of your mouth. Sometimes it will seem to be part of you giving you caution. Sometimes it won't be that wiser self. It will be me, the wisest self. This is, of course, where it can get a bit confusing because it is all me anyway, and yet at the same time it is not me too. The little you is not me. Is it? Or is it? Yes and no. What do I mean? And will I please stop being so maddeningly changeable about this God is, God isn't? I mean that the little you is definitely not me. It is the not me that is in a state of ignorance or denial or both about being me. It is the me that exists to experience the not me so that I can, sooner or later, come to know me, come to experience the reality of the situation. I've decided to write this book with the cooperation of this human host, the author-scribe, so that I can jumpstart the process of illumination by using the printed and spoken word to reach people who have actively resisted the more subtle messages I have been sending about getting this telepathic connection established and in full use. I have been knocking on your doors, windows, roofs, walls, trying to get something going, but many of you think it is something else, that you are being deceived by your own sense of grandiosity or delusion, or something nutty about your own makeup. Or you have just been not hearing my knocking, or you have been consciously or unconsciously ignoring the knocking sounds and the knocking signals. It certainly is not considered normal to have clear, concise, practical, two-way communication in your own mind in the form of thoughts from me to you and also from you to me. It is often not considered normal or even desirable. It is not actively taught in your schools, homes, daycare, and hospitals, certainly not in your mental institutions or your prisons. And strangely, not all that much in your temples, churches, and religious gatherings. And when it is, usually it is heavily codified and censored. But many of you know about this telepathy and have been secretly practicing with me. Many of you have been doing this sort of thing. In a way, this book is not for you. in a way. Some of you are already doing it, and for that I am grateful. It takes some true courage to let me in when I come knocking, especially when you were going out of your way to avoid me in the first place. There may well be some useful information in this book for those of you who are actively in telepathic two-way communication with me, but this book is really for those of you who doubt and don't and avoid and sneer, as well as those who are neutral to the idea, and of course for those of you who want to have me thinking thoughts clearly into your own consciousness, and all the rest of what you read about or hear about in this book of God consciousness.